Daily telling Ella to look out for Chris and Jojo because they're professional reality TV stars is a joke. Does he not know what her job is? Celebrity Big Brother episode 12, and I really thought there was going to be more drama after we seen clips of the live feed. And this is why I was complaining that there isn't a show on a Saturday, and somebody says there should be a show on a Saturday like Love Island, where it's like unseen bits. Then we would see more drama, more relationship bonding and stuff like that, because only when Daly got voted out did we realise that him and Ella were quite close, and I really feel as if we miss out a lot in that. But anyway, tonight they had a task, and they had to go from a dysfunctional family to a perfect family, and Jack was the dad. He had his fucking ass ran off him. He was running after the grandparents, the kids, the mum, everybody. I actually felt bad for him. Donna, as the gran, I was pissing myself. She was constantly falling off the seat, falling asleep, like Jack was picking her up every 5 minutes. I must admit, I didn't really enjoy Jojo as the granddad. I feel as if she wasn't committed enough to her character. Danny was the mum and he was doing a great job. And when the babies were in the playgroup area and he came in and he went to sit down in that building block and it collapsed, I was buckled because I thought it was like a solid plastic block as well, and it absolutely fell through, right through onto his arse. Patsy, Angelica and Chesney, I feel like they were the teenagers. They weren't given enough back chat. They weren't really doing a lot. They were very, very polite, but they were trying to be a perfect family. When they gave the task to learn that dance in an hour and then perform it for Big Brother, I thought they'd done an amazing job at learning that. Donna and Jojo were the grandparents and they were playing bingo, and Big Brother had to ask the housemates questions and they had to guess who they answered. So when they asked Ella who wasn't her cup of tea and she said Jojo, like Jojo was really shocked when she said that, because she says we've had really good conversations, like she just wasn't expecting it to be her at all. And I felt bad for her because Ella probably doesn't like Jojo and she doesn't really know why, but it took her off guard. Like, she really wasn't expecting her to say that. And as we've said before, she's bitched about Jojo behind her back and then she's went and spoke to her about being non-binary or about her partner or whatever, and it does seem two-faced. But at the same time, maybe Ella just doesn't really like her and she doesn't know why. Chris and Ella were the babies, and I really feel as if Chris was committing to the character. Ella just seemed like a bit of a huffy bitch, to be honest. She's like, oh, I'm not eating this baby food, they're ripping the piss. You're on Big Brother. Has she never watched Big Brother before? She should see some of the shit that the other Big Brothers get the housemates to eat when they're not even doing tasks. Like, they get them to eat slop, and that's like their meals, and she's moaning about eating baby food. At one point, Danny said to Chris, I don't want to be fake or whatever, but when Daly was leaving, he told us to kind of watch out because he thinks that your friendship is fake, or that you're only being friends with Jojo because she's got a lot of followers on TikTok. And Chris was in the diary room saying, why do I need to justify my friendship? I don't need to justify my friendship with anybody else. And he's right. There's so many people still going on about Jojo and Chris cheating, like her cheating on her partner. And she's just simply not. I feel as if I go on about this in every single video, but they haven't done anything wrong. And people say, oh, would you be comfortable with your partner doing that? If my partner was in bed with a girl who only liked girls and he was squeezing her spots, cuddling or whatever, no, I wouldn't care, because they haven't done anything. They literally haven't done anything, and it drives me insane. I'd left a comment on another video and it was like a clip of the live stream, and again I was saying they haven't done anything wrong, and somebody says, oh, watch it tonight, she had her hand up his shorts. Did she? When Donna and Jojo were playing bingo, Big Brother asked Ella who she thought was the biggest game player, and Jojo was like, oh, do you think that she's going to say it's you because you're an actress, or I can't remember what it was she said, because you're funny or whatever. And then she says, oh, do you think she's going to say it's Chris because she's always like joking with Chris. And then she says that it was Jojo because of the way she acts, and I just don't get it. Like, I don't get what Ella's problem with Jojo is. When Daly was on the Late and Live show, Will actually says to him, why did you say to Ella to look out for these people who are reality TV stars when that's Ella's job as well? Thank God somebody asked the question. And he says, oh, she's not loud, like she's really quiet or whatever. That doesn't mean shit. Like, people were saying, oh, Daly's going to know what's happening because he wasn't very loud and he was an observer and he was like taking in everything that was happening in the house. You can be loud and still pay attention to what's happening in the house. You can be quiet and still be a cunt. It doesn't make any sense. Like, he obviously just really liked Ella over Chris and Jojo for whatever reason. But the fact that it was like, oh, they're reality stars, aye, so is she. On the Late and Live show, we discovered that there was a rule break with Ella and Angelica. And again, the punishment was just a bit piss. If there's anybody for ITV watching this video, right, give me a job. I don't even need to come to the studio. You can send me an email and I can tell you what punishments to do, because somebody over in that Big Brother fucking hub needs a kick up the arse. I wasn't paying that much attention to Late and Live tonight, but then Ali came on and I just turned the volume down. I thought, no, can't be fucked with her. They ended up passing the task, well deserved. I don't know what they won. I don't know if that was a shopping budget or whatever. But again, even though I liked the task that they done, I thought it was funny. I don't understand why we didn't see a lot more drama or a lot more of what happened on the live feeds, because I've seen so many clips that they could have put in that they just didn't. As I said in another video, Chris was saying to Jack, people in here are bored, they've got nothing to talk about, and why should I have to justify my friendship with Jojo? And he's right, like, they've literally got nothing to talk about in there. They don't like people talking about home because then they all miss home. So if you're not bitching about somebody, then what else have you got to talk about? This is why sometimes I wish they were allowed to speak about nominations to a certain extent. Even if it was just for a week. Even if there was like, if you got like a secret power. Like in the American one and the Canadian one, they do secret powers quite a lot. Even if two people got a secret power and they were allowed to talk about nominations, just to kind of see what's going on inside people's heads. Because the nominations in the UK one, they're just not brutal enough. They come out with the shittest reasons ever, like, oh, we had the same pyjamas. No, we need brutal honesty. There's only a few days left and we still haven't had any face-to-face noms. Come on to fuck ITV. There's a guy on YouTube who records the whole live and then he shows the bit that they speak. And sometimes it's literally on for like 2 hours and the amount of time that they speak is like 10 minutes. But even then, you get more excitement out of it. It shows you actual drama. I feel as if the editors, they don't give us what we're looking for. Don't get me wrong, they've got millions of footage to go through. But it's not as if I just want drama, drama, drama. But I also like to see things outside tasks, like real conversations, real things that they're thinking, real relationships in the house, you know. It's reality, and that's what makes it real to me. Anyway, if you're interested in talking about Big Brother or hearing me rant about it, which I always do, consider giving me a follow. I really want to get to 10,000 followers, and if you know anybody else who's interested in Big Brother, consider sharing, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!